I'm here with Stephen Kaufer, with CEO and founder of Tripadvisor, at the Phocuswright conference in Orlando. Stephen, so the growth of Tripadvisor has been tremendous. So how is the company going?
Thank you. Well, we started in 2000, and we had all of 3 unique users on our first day, I think. We're up to about 30 million when you add up all the different properties. So a couple of years ago it was, I think, in the 10 million range. We've seen phenomenal growth. A lot of it's driven by search engine. They are the ubiquitous force on the internet now, primarily Google. And we get a lot of people researching the very, very long tail of travel on the internet. They're finding their way to Tripadvisor, they're reading all the stuff that we have, and coming back.
Great. Well, when I always talk to people, the one question that always comes up is, user-generated comments and reviews. How does that fit into the travel marketing mix, and are they actually trusted? And what happens to bad reviews?
That's certainly an excellent question. User reviews are really, in my mind, still just an astonishing phenomenon. And it's not just travel, it's really reviews on anything. Amazon may have pioneered it with books, but you might laugh. I live in Boston, it's cold there. I bought a snowblower based upon the reviews I saw on Amazon. And when it comes to travel, a couple 100,000 hotels. We have a couple 100 hotels total in our system. We have 45,000 hotels with more than 10 reviews each. So if you think about it, any one person's opinion, look, you may or may not take it exactly for what they say. You don't know exactly how close of a person that is to you, whether they had a good day or a bad day. But when you average out 10 and you actually get to read the text, when I say if it's a popular hotel, it's probably closer to 50 or 100 reviews, you get a really good sense of what that property is all about. And when you compare it to what you used to rely upon for a hotel, it was the official hotel photos, maybe it was what a travel agent said, that was it. And so we've gone so far, and the internet's been so wonderful in providing real, candid advice. I was off on a business trip in Seattle. The hotel I usually stayed at was sold out. I went to Tripadvisor. Sure enough, there were lots of hotels that were sold out. Something else was going on in the city that day. And there was availability of this one property, and I looked at the reviews on Tripadvisor, and it was horrible. And it was review after review after review saying, "Don't stay here. God-forsaken hellhole," I think was the title of one review. And I'm like, wow, okay, I don't care how cheap it is or how convenient it is, I'm just not going to stay there. And I went off and picked another one. And the other one I picked had mixed reviews, but it was still great reading the reviews because I knew what to expect. I didn't expect a minibar in my room because the review said, yeah, it's a budget hotel, it doesn't have that sort of stuff, but it's clean. Thank you, I do want it clean. And it lived up to the expectations. My expectations were set differently. For what it was an excellent experience. The fact that we get several reviews submitted every minute of every day throughout the year means that we're on so much scale that you can find enough people to comment on just about anywhere you want to go in the world these days.
Steve, yesterday in your presentation and last year at Phocuswright as well, you talked about the trust being the gold dust of the internet, and I think that's an important component, that it needs to be a balance between good and bad reviews.
Yeah.
And it can't be just good reviews because you lose the credibility.
So we don't sell hotels ourselves, so I don't actually have a personal interest in whether a hotel review comes in good or bad, whether it's on a big Hilton property or a tiny B&B somewhere. We review every single review that comes in. A person, a Tripadvisor employee, looks at this review and says, not is it good or bad, but is it family friendly? Is it on topic? In other words, if you post grandma's apple pie recipe as a review for a hotel, we won't post it. But you get this place is an absolute hellhole, and you get the absolute best place in the world reviews, and you will post everything. Other sites may say, well, it was clear the reviewer was having a bad day, so we didn't post it. Hey, sometimes you have a bad day, sometimes you have a good day. We'll post everything that comes along, and that certainly lends the accurate air of credibility to the site. On our homepage, there's a rant and a rave, a great review featured and a horrible review featured, and we're there to tell it like it is. And for hoteliers that don't like the horrible review, we give them a chance to respond. So right underneath the bad hotel review, they can post a management response, because we know there are usually two sides to a story, and the smart hoteliers will avail themselves of management responses. Some do it for every single negative review they get, explaining their side of the story, explaining why this guest was unreasonable, or why they're really sorry that there wasn't hot water in the morning, but their boiler had broke that day and was fixed by the afternoon. This has never happened. The reality of the challenges of the hospitality industry that are explained, and certainly we encourage both sides to be aired.
Great. So what's next for Stephen? And as Philip Wolf put it yesterday, the pioneer who put hotel reviews on the map. Tripadvisor has been sold to Expedia. It's part of the big family. You're an entrepreneur. So what's next with you?
I am, but I have to say I just love my job, because yes, we're part of big Expedia. That actually impacts me not at all on a day-to-day basis. All right, I have to fly out to Seattle quarterly to have various meetings, but they are a great company to be part of when you're doing something completely different, right? So we're the media arm, and we're chartered with growing worldwide. We have a pretty big footprint now, but not big enough out in China and Japan. So interesting opportunities for us there. Personally, when the job gets boring, or when Tripadvisor as a company really slows down, that's when I move somewhere. The company's not slowed down in iota, so I'm really pretty jazzed about the challenges ahead, and everything that we can do with 3 million visitors a day. That's you don't get that at a startup. Now I got 3 million people a day who I can suggest to make friends on Tripadvisor. I can suggest to write on our travel wiki. I can suggest to post in our forums. I can't demand. I can simply suggest and educate on all the other parts of the site to grow beyond hotel reviews. Because there really is a heck of a lot of great information on the site, and we're doing our best to service it all and make more people have better trips.
Great. Maybe one last question. You have an application on Facebook, which has been very successful, and Facebook is growing. I'm on Facebook. I know we're Facebook friends as well. How do you see Facebook being part of the whole travel mix, and what kind of impact has it done for Tripadvisor?
So we actually have 3 major Facebook applications. Cities I Visited, which has close to 4 million installations now. And I should date this conversation because it grows by tens of thousands every day. The Traveler IQ Challenge, it's just a fun game that's played hundreds of thousands of times every day. It's embarrassing sometimes when your IQ doesn't come up to what you think it should be, but it's fun, and you challenge your friends and their scoreboards, and it's a fun game. Facebook users like games. And then our most recent app, Local Picks, which is restaurant reviews. And so this is actually arguably the most handy application, because everyone goes out to eat at some point, and here I can see all the favorite restaurants of my friends, and that's just easier than walking around querying every time I want to go out to get a bite. So we're expecting that to reach into the millions. It's just launched now, but so we see it as a tremendously valuable way to reach a huge audience that is not just college kids, but a lot of people even as old as I am are on Facebook, perhaps using it a little differently than the college kid, but they have an account, and I read somewhere they had 70 million unique visitors last month. So, oh my God, if you're not doing it's not for everyone, but if you have a reasonable product or service that sounds like it could appeal to this audience, you just can't ignore 70 million people. And some of these people, some of my close friends, are clearly on it every single day. So, for us, 4 to 5 million are seeing the Tripadvisor logo and a piece of our message every day. And,
Yeah.
who can argue with that?
Great. Well, thanks so much, Steve.